What's up, pals and gals of the YouTube world? It's your boy, the Wolfgamer25, and we are back. Yes, back. I would very much like to be the first to welcome you guys back to another riveting segment of Figure Friday. You know, it's that special time of the week where we spend basically nerd out about all things figure, Funko, merchandise, memorabilia related, and of course of any sorts of all kinds. I'm going to do my best to share as much with you guys as possible to be able to keep this stream going because, as you know, you guys are the life force that help to keep this channel going, keep it live. Because as you know, I appreciate each and every single one of you guys. You guys help me to maintain. For that, I am ever eternally grateful. But before the holiest moment, as you know, we here at the Wolfpack, we as a pack, we look out for each other. We always watch each other's backs, and we always look out for our well-being. So, if you haven't already, please do your boy a favor and go get yourself something to eat, something to drink, or just grab a snack if you want to. Because as you know, I want to know that you guys are taking care of yourselves, even though we're still in the grip of the pandemic. But then don't worry about me. I've eaten, I've had something to drink, and actually I do have something to drink. It's over there. I forgot to bring it over here with me, but yeah. Please go ahead and help yourself. And as you know, we're gonna go ahead and start at the 3 minute marker. I really don't know. I start at the 3 minute marker. I guess it's just natural for me. I really don't know. But please help yourself, and I'm gonna go grab my drink real quick, and then I'll be right back. Just chill. Okay, I have returned. Oh boy. Oh goodness. I do hope that you guys are holding up also against this pandemic and quarantine. For those of you guys who are still under quarantine, I hope that you haven't lost, your minds with boredom or anything like that. I hope you're finding little things to keep yourself busy. For those of you guys who are out there working during the quarantine, I hope that you're keeping your hands washed, keeping your face covered if necessary, and I hope you're out there making that bread. Because I'm actually working during the pandemic because I'm considered an essential employee. I'm happy, because I get to keep working, keep making that money, and bringing home the paycheck. Okay, let's give me a chance to answer some messages. Very excited about tonight's episode. I ain't gonna lie. Wait a minute, something's missing. Something's missing. There we go. That's better. I knew something was missing. It felt off. I don't know why. I know that I do know that in all of my previous and past streams, I have not done this enough, but um, the music that I use for background or anything like that is simply for effect. I own none of it. All the rights and everything go to the creators of it. It's just it's stuff to help me relax, and I hope you guys enjoy it also. But let me just answer this message, and then we'll get started. Okay. Welcome back for those of you guys who have gone to get yourself something to snack on or anything to drink, anything like that. And good evening, by the way. Good evening. But I hope that you're relaxing and ready because tonight's episode, we're going to be taking a walk into the world of the MCU, of course, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and of course, that includes comics and movies at the same time because we're talking about each of the subjects. Um, One of them, on the instances, we will be remembering a legend, of course, who, and that includes, as I said, the time he was always very memorable, because he blazed a trail of happiness, and at the same time, yes, it's true, there were times when a source of inspiration that also came from him, even though he was basically one of those guys in the series who was known as volatile, self-obsessed, and he didn't really play well with others. But that's not to say he wasn't portrayed by a great actor, and of course, in turn, he had been known as an amazing and great hero who did what was necessary when the time came, even though it shocked the whole world. But don't worry, we're going to get into that. We're going to get into each fact about each character, of course, which is of tonight. So I invite you to sit back and relax because, as you know, it's just you, me, and the merchandise of tonight. So, why don't we just get into the nitty gritty, huh? So, first up, I thought that we could in tonight's stream it's going to be a dual-sided coin because yes, it's true. One of them is going to be a hero introduction, but the other is actually going to be on the villainous side. So I figure that we are going to take a walk on the villainous and dark side to introduce the new figure of tonight. And as you know, I've introduced one of these um, Legend series in one of my past streams. He is coming out of the Age of Apocalypse type figure deals, and he's basically he's been portrayed as a mad scientist. But however, he's basically got a very animalistic side inside of him. So why don't we just go ahead and get him ready? He's looking at me with that very sadistic smile. I don't really know. I'm kind of frightened. Could you not look at me like that, please? You're gonna get out of there. Just relax, okay, please. Thank. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. So, here we go. Basically, in the Age of Apocalypse, it takes place in an alternate universe where the sort of X-Men heroes that we know of today, they have doppelgangers that are evil. And in doing so, this one is coming out of the alternate dimension of basing off of a more underrated X-Man, if you will, but he's still well known. It's just many people don't talk about him because he's just, he doesn't really fall into the categories as like, Professor X, Magneto, Wolverine, Cyclops, Rogue. But he's not to say that he's not a great hero. However, in this one, we're going to be introducing his doppelganger, which of course is the evil side of him. But I feel like I've said that too many times, so we're going to move on. um, so, in the alternate dimension, there was, as I said, a mad scientist, but also a geneticist who, at the time, he was working for Mr. Sinister. And, you know, out of all the time I've researched Mr. Sinister, he has only one main goal, and that's basically to breed, mutants together in order to create a sort of what he calls a master race of mutants or but he wants to basically turn them evil. And of course, his methods they include the creation of one of these individuals, evilistic, just wow person. I ain't gonna lie, because this one's history is a little bit just crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you. But his breeding purposes are basically according to what was known as the apocalypse survival of the fittest ideology. And in doing so, this particular alternate version of one of the many well-known X-Men, even though he's underrated, he's still well-known. He's just a sadistic and ruthless, which of course falls under the portrayal of his mentor, which in turn was actually Mr. Sinister. And of course, he also delighted in basically causing pain, suffering, misery to his test subjects, which is why he was one of the more sinister elite mutants on his team. So, ladies and gentlemen, a big Wolfpack welcome to the Dark Beast. That's right, folks. Henry Philip McCoy, aka the Dark Beast. Now, let me get him up so you guys can see him before we get into the history factor. Just go into both sides, that way I know. Get him out of there. Beautiful. He's actually one of the ones that I was trying to track down. I ain't gonna lie. Wow, he is massive. Okay, so let me put the box over here. Get him out of there. Is that a Thor's hammer or is that just a hammer? That's crazy. Sorry about the noise. Sorry about the noise. Okay. He's crazy looking. I ain't gonna lie. He's pretty sadistic looking. Oh, okay. Fully posable. Good. That's fully posable. Color job is really good. I'll give you guys a look at him. Come on, smile for me. There we go. Now, as I said, being that he is pretty cool to look at, his history is just wow. In the beginning, he was still, on the genius level intellect, but one thing that he liked to do was perform experiments on himself. But in doing so, he only had one reason for doing that, which of course was to basically push his mutation a little further, because he knew he was a mutant from the beginning, even when he was a human. However, he saw that his human side wasn't really up to standards, wasn't really up to par, so he took it upon himself to give it, a little nudge. And in doing so is when he transformed and basically gained his sort of ape-like, bestial appearance. His, as you can see, hair is grown out. He's got a couple of pigtails here going on. Beastly strength. He's got, enhanced agility. He still has the genius level intellect. He's got. I mean, I'm not gonna say he has great hair, but I mean, I ain't gonna lie, his hair looks pretty badass. But he's got that very, sadistic smile. And what's worse is the fact that anyone he came across that he had deemed worthy is he actually turned into a component for a sort of, you know genetic genetic type mixture, or a component, if you will, for a sort of, genetic stew, in which of course he would use to create a sort of, an army of infinites for Apocalypse himself. And I ain't gonna lie, just he's massive. Of course, he's got these killer thighs here, thick thighs. Of course, in this case, these thick thighs, they're not gonna save lives. I'm sorry, thick thighs. These thick thighs are not gonna save lives. He's gonna destroy them all. And as I said, fully posable, rocking the patented dark blue. Granted, his doppelganger, the good side of him, he would always be rocking the lighter blue, which of course to give way to his lighter personality. One thing that I know about Hank McCoy, or Henry McCoy on this one, sorry, is that he would never do anything to harm others. But this is not your typical Henry McCoy here. But he comes with accessories. He's got 2 interchangeable hands and a hammer, which of course I believe is modeled after Thor's hammer, but with one small difference, folks. As you can see here, it doesn't say Mjolnir; it says sugar. So I don't know. It's like a sugar hammer that he would chew on or do something with. I Oh man, that hurts. Yeah, it's solid. You can tell it's solid. But why don't you just hold on to that for me, huh, guy? And just chill, huh? Just relax. Just relax. Of course, yep. 2 interchangeable hands, a fist, and another open hand. Oh, easy. Are you gonna stand up? Are you gonna stand up for me? Okay. So, in doing so, next up, we're gonna go ahead and switch gears, folks. We're gonna flip the coin over, and we're going to switch gears and put it on the hero side. Now, the next one I'm gonna bring up, as I said, this is the hero faction that we're talking about here. And, this is one of the more well-known heroes out of the MCU when it comes down to comic books, movies, cameos, portrayals, and of course history. That's also a big deal, because this guy made his first appearance in the Stranger Tales, I believe, which happened back in the 1960s. I can't remember the exact year, but I do know for a fact it was the 1960s. And before he became the man that he was today, he started out with a very traumatizing past. But we're going to get into it. We're going to tell you guys who he is, and of course where he came from, and of course how he became one of the greatest minds and names that we know of today. And as I said, he was portrayed by an amazing actor, and everything. And I will never, I'll never get tired of seeing this face or seeing him in movies because of what he's done for so far. Okay, let me just get a swig of this wig here, folks, before we move on. And do not unsubscribe from me, please, folks. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to help. So please. So what's cool about this one, folks, is that he came with his own little protective plastic case. But that's not gonna stop me. I mean, I'm gonna get him out of there so that you guys can look at him. Because one small interesting fact about this Funko in particular is that, yes, it is monumental to look at and it's historic to look at. However, it's the fact that a certain part of him actually glows in the dark. Let me give you guys a look at him. Easy, easy. Oh wow. Oh man, that's crazy. I ain't gonna see like right here on the back of it, folks. It's got a message. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah. Wait. Come on. It says, "I love you 3000." That, of course, was uttered by his little girl, which, of course, is one of the cutest little girls I'd ever seen in the whole movie. This is crazy. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, I'm taken away by this Funko. This is probably one of the best ones I've had so far. Oh, come on out, Mr. Stark. Oh, dang, it's got even a little plastic right there. Easy. There you go. Wow, look at that. And yes, he is a bobblehead. I'm going to try and keep his head still. And now, um, as I said, certain parts of him do glow in the dark. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, his arc reactor and even the gauntlet part right here are the two parts that actually glow in the dark. Now, I don't know if it'll work if I turn off the lights. It probably won't, but I'm going to do my best. You know, like maybe if I get some dark on him. Nah, there's too much light in here. I do apologize about that, folks. But yeah, as I said, there were 4 words that were muttered in this film, which, of course, to this day, I'll never forget. And as I said, I do apologize for the spoilers, but I'm going to have to say it, so please forgive me. And I am Iron Man. And then snap! Because, as you know, right there in the gauntlet, of course, he has the 5 infinity... Wait, the stones. I said 5. Forgive me, there's actually 6. Forgive me. And, of course, in doing so, he was able to reverse what Thanos had done. And, of course, Thanos had actually got Thanos snapped himself. But I don't want to spoil anything more. I'll stop there. Now we're going to talk a little bit more history about Mr. Stark here. As I said, he did come with a couple from a pair of wealthy industrialists and who were the owners of Stark Industries. Now, a regular boy who had humble beginnings, he graduated from MIT at just the age of 15 to study engineering and physics, and of course, he later received a master's degree in engineering and physics at the same time. And who he inherited his company, of course, after who inherited his parents' company after they died in a tragic car accident at the hands of the Winter Soldier, which, of course, where they were going was where they were heading back to S.H.I.E.L.D. with something very important in their possession, which, of course, was the Super Soldier Serum, which, of course, was made by, to use to create Captain America and, of course, the Winter Soldier at the same time. However, as the years progressed, his company prospered, right? Which in this case was weapons development, and that includes all kinds of just dangerous weaponry when it comes down to nukes, warlord weapons of all kinds, world domination weapons, WODs or hold on, WMDs. My apologies, weapons of mass destruction, basically, and there was one day in particular where he was at a munitions plant testing out some new technology for the military. Now, what had happened was he was actually injured by one of his own landmines. Now, what had happened was when it exploded, it caused a bit of shrapnel to shoot into his chest, and it became dangerously close to his heart. However, it was when he was then captured by a local warlord, which of course is named Wong Chu. Now, he didn't really work for the Mandarin. He was sort of a lackey, if you will, and in doing so, he was basically forced under the threat of death to create a doomsday weapon for him. However, if it wasn't for the bring himself together and with the help of the nobleman, which of course his name was Yin Sen, and it was because of Yin that they were able to build the arc reactor for the first time, which of course acted as a sort of solar magnet to keep the shrapnel away from his heart, and of course getting too close and killing him. Now, it was the fact that that inspiration of wanting to get out of there and get back to their families and their loved ones that they were both able to create a suit of armor, which of course to help him escape. However, at a slight cost, at the life of Yin, in doing so in Escape, he did die. And of course, Tony here, he was able to use the suit of armor to avenge his death and escape back to the U.S. of A. And thus, Iron Man was born, folks. And that is in doing so was when you know he became one of the more recognizable heroes in the MCU, mainly because he was able to show just great character, great spirit, and of course, yes, it's true. Tony, he does really only care about himself, but there were instances where he showed that other people matter, and the fact that he's able to show he cares, and that's one thing that I admire about him. Oh man, I need another swig on that one. Oh boy. Now, there were some fun facts that I did find on Mr. Tony Stark here. Now, it's the fact that his Iron Man suit, it can actually lift over 100 tons. Now, I'm not that good at math, but I do know that for a fact that that's well over 200,000 pounds, folks, and that's just raw. That's raw power. It's different when he's outside the suit because he's just human. Outside the suit, he's a genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist. But inside the suit is when he goes into hero mode. And what's funny is that he was portrayed in the movies by Robert Downey Jr. And what's another interesting fact is the fact that Tom Cruise at one point was up for the role to play Iron Man, but he turned it down because he wasn't happy or impressed by the script. And I mean, just really, Tom? Come on now. You got the chance to play one of the greatest heroes in history. But hey, I don't judge. Hey, you got yours, and I guess he's more, you know, appropriated by Mission Impossible movies, and even then, those are good movies, really. But another thing is the fact that his first suit, like I'm talking about the very, very first suit, it was actually one of the heaviest, but it was actually like the creation and the thing that he needed in order to escape. But the funny thing and fun fact about this is that it was made of everyday materials besides iron. I know that he used gas power in order to use his projectiles, and of course he used it to fashion himself a flamethrower, and of course with the help of the iron, it helped him to become bulletproof, not like completely bulletproof, but just enough for him to get out of that cave, or even out of captivity. Sorry, but yeah. I'm gonna give you guys one last look at him because I'm still taking about this Funko. This is crazy, and the color scheme is dead on. Now, as I said, trust me, this is the last and final spoiler, because as you can see, the Infinity Stones had taken a toll on him. They had damaged his armor pretty quick, and in doing so, the incredible amount of energy that it took to get that snap off, it in turn it took his life. Also, he was able to pass away surrounded by his friends. Peter Parker, um, his man Rhodey, and of course, I know, Chelsea. I know it's too soon, but with this, we have the memory, and it will never fade. Hey, please, this breaks my heart just enough by having him here, but this way I know he's alive and well, and we keep the memory of him alive. But as I said, and he was also surrounded by every hero that was involved in Endgame, and I know there was also a particular scene where it shows all the heroes that were surrounding him. They took a knee and showed respect because they knew what he did was the ultimate sacrifice, and he was willing to step up and take that toll. And that to me, it's portrayed him as one of the greatest heroes in the MCU, and that's one of the more reasons why I respected him. But before I get too emotional, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream right there, folks. I do hope that you enjoyed tonight's episode. As I said, it was extremely excited. I'm happy that I got to bring it and share it with you guys tonight. And but before we do, I want to say thank you to those two other people who helped me to hit the number of 61 subscribers. You guys are awesome, and I appreciate you. And I do hope that you guys stay safe out there. And even then during the case of this pandemic, I do hope that you guys feel free to hit the follow button when it appears here, or if you like, feel free to sample either one of these videos when they appear. And until next time, guys, stay safe, stay awesome, stay weird, stay yourselves. Lávese las manos, por favor. And I love y'all 3000, huh? Peace.